Hey everyone, Kaiser Soze Giggle Pigs here. So Darkx and her clans did an attack, and it didn't go to plan, didn't follow what the original plan was, and there was a lot of issues and mistakes kind of thing that happened that ended up making the attack fail. So I thought I'd make a quick video just on a few things that pertain to scouting a base and then kind of following a plan. So here is the base. And you can see down below there 46% is what he got. So step one is generally just anytime you see a base, if it's got things in the corner, you can see over here each of the corners here have arch or builders huts. Anytime that happens, just take 4 archers. One wizard worth of space is 4 archers, and for literally one wizard it's the same as putting, if you put 1 archer on each of those buildings, it's the same as just having 1 whiz. Drop 1 whiz and having it run around the outside and take care of those things without hitting anything else. So you always want to make sure that those things are cleared out by dropping 4 archers. Anytime there's anything in the corner, no matter what it is that you're taking, trade out 1 whiz for the 4 archers. You certainly don't want to necessarily put them down first, depending upon what your the plan is to be able to pop the clan castle. If you pop the clan castle and you have an archer sitting on these builders' huts, the clan castle will just redirect to them, and you might not want that. So you might want to do it later on in the attack, but no matter what, take those 4 archers and just dedicate them to that. It's always good value for space. Alright, so on to what the original plan was. So Soze was talking to Dark in chat about attacking from the east side. And for us, what we're going to do is I'm going to just grab a bigger arrow. So Soze is talking about attacking from this side, and basically it's a go boho. So it's golems funneling in with a kill squad, taking care of some objectives with bowlers in the clan castle to be able to help do that damage and take a chunk out of the base. And then from there, rotating hogs either clockwise or counterclockwise, and healing the hogs throughout. So how was he talking about coming in from there? They were discussing using a jump, a rage also for the clan castle to make sure that it's dead, and then deploying the hogs. So if we are to take a look at this now, we would say to be able to enter from there, you want to be able to put in 2 golems. And now all you're trying to do is create a solid entry point for a funnel for the kill squad, which basically means you want everything to be able to go into the base. Hopefully not only the 2 golems that you drop, but maybe some trailing whiz. Definitely the P.E.K.K.A. that he's going to be taking in this attack, the royals and the bowlers. You want them going into the base. So creating a funnel just simply means to be able to give enough space that everything funnels into the base afterwards. So you can do that by just putting a couple of wizards, once those golems are down, on the outside buildings. You can see at the 6 o'clock, I'll just grab something to be able to highlight it here. This 6 o'clock cannon, it's out of the range of where those wizards are going to be on the south side. And up here, the cannon, let's say at 2 o'clock, that's also out of the range of the wizards that are dropped over at 3 o'clock in the corner. So nothing's going to be able to hit those wizards. The golems are just going to tank for the few things that will be able to start hitting them at the sides. The one thing that's going to do some substantial damage there is the Barbarian King that is on the golem. And depending upon what happens, you can adjust depending upon what happens to your wizards and where they go. And you can even add in a second or another wizard just on that side for a total of 5 potentially. The other big thing just to pay attention to is when you're making a funnel, because you want your entry point behind these buildings, you want to leave those buildings. Don't take out those buildings. Just leave them there, because that's what you want the P.E.K.K.A.s and the bowlers and stuff to be attracted to. If you take out those buildings, it's going to be a problem. All right, so assuming that the funnel is made, things are starting to look good, so troops won't wander. What do you want to do next? Well, here you just want to be able to grab a jump spell. A jump spell is 7 tiles. So you can see a jump that's going to be placed. I'm just going to put this in the general location of where it should be placed for that entry. Just got to grab it and move it up. So if you put the jump spell here, that jump is going to open up from the outside Dark Elixir storage all the way to the Town Hall compartment. And the biggest key about that is both of the X-bows are there, plus the Queen. So the Queen you're going to have access to in a general sense anyway, but putting in that jump, it really forces all of those troops to be able to go on the inside. And because he was also supposed to be dedicating a raid spell to helping take care of the clan castle, and that's for the, if it's an air clan castle, you have your Queen, maybe a couple of wizards to be able to take it out. So you're going to be putting it under rage along with using a poison spell to be able to slow it down. We're just going to use red here for the rage spell. The plan would be somewhere around this area to be able to use the rage spell. And that's going to help push all of those troops. So once again, we've got the P.E.K.K.A., the Royals, a clan castle with bowlers, 2 golems, and a couple of wizards. Hopefully that's going to make its way into that section of the base. And you can see the compartments there. If I just grab something to be able to highlight these sides, I'm just outlining the walls on the inside of this base. Because of those walls, the troops, once they're in there, they're not going to leave. They're not going to wander one way or another, right? So the best thing about that is the shape that is made once your troops are all in. So, meaning once the kill squad in, you can see there's a nice clean U that is just taken out of that base. And because it's such a big U, it really makes sense to be able to help your hogs when they're deployed. So at the end, once that's done, you're going to put in hog riders. Hopefully now we've taken care of the Barbarian King, the Archer Queen, the Clan Castle, and we're working on not only the X-bows that are in the base, but also really distracting a whole bunch of troops. Now, whether or not it's in one set or 2 groups, we'll assume it's going to be in 2 groups here of hogs. Once the hogs are down, they literally have no place to go. They are going to go around the base in a clear pattern that makes it easy for them to be able to be watched. And as they rotate, they're not going to go right, left, up, down, backwards, sideways, and you're going to be able to follow them with the 2 heal spells wherever they end up needing to be needed, and hopefully it'll turn out the best. So that was the plan of attack, and unfortunately it just didn't work out too well in terms of moving forward for Dark. There was a lot of mistakes on the attack in terms of what he did, so we're going to take a look at that next. Alright, so I switched to the replay to be able to go live and check out what he's done. So immediately he puts a dragon just east of 12 o'clock high noon on the base. We're just going to pause here and you can see how low he puts the other golem. So again, because you want the golems to go into the base, you want the golems to continue tanking for troops like your bowlers and your royals that you put in. The golems here are too far spread. Literally, you can see the wizards go from 12 o'clock up at the top almost all the way down to 3 o'clock. So that isn't a funnel. That ends up being 2 golems plus some wizards to completely obliterate one entire side. So when you take out a side, it now just changes the entry point and makes it, again, as potentially confusing. You got to leave the middle buildings, call them breadcrumbs, to be able to deploy your clan castle and your royals. So now he's put down the 2 royals here on that elixir storage, and they rotate slowly. Now here's the next mistake. If you're going to use a rage for your wizards and queen to be able to take out the air clan castle, a single poison on the clan castle, and you can see he uses 2 poisons, but none of them hit the baby dragon. The baby dragon is completely fine and does just a ton of wreckage. So you always want to put the, in between where the clan castle is and where your troops are. That's where you want to be able to path those poison spells, making sure that one is up close to where the your troops are that are going to be shooting it. So both of those poisons down, none of them hit the baby, and because of that, that's a problem. Next, we're going to just stop here. Now, he needs to be able to get to the queen. A queen whose platform is right up against the wall will jump over the wall to be able to attack troops that are incoming from that direction. You can see her platform, though, isn't up against this wall. And because it's not up against this wall, that means she's not going to... And then that also means now that the king has to pound through this wall to be able to get her. So attacking from the direction that was discussed at 3 o'clock with a jump spell opens up access directly to the queen. Here, it's much, much more difficult. So the bowlers, naturally, There's no funnel that's created at the top, so they completely wander along with the queen. A single hog is put down. There's a jump spell down below, naturally, which is a mess. There was a problem with the jump and a problem with the heal and a delay, naturally, on the rage. So the wandering troops now have nowhere to go, and now in comes the hogs. And at this particular point, we can also see a problem. So if they're going to be put in from that location, now that air defense has been missed. And because the air defense has been missed, that means some of the hogs that are here are going to go down south towards these structures, but some of them are going to split north. So even at this particular stage of the attack, the hogs should have been placed clearly on that remaining air defense if that's the side that you're going to attack from. Instead, boom, we see the hogs splitting up. So not only does it isolate and make it more difficult to be able to, predict where you should best use your heals, but in each case, now there's smaller groups of hogs that break up as they go, and a small group of hogs just does less damage to the defenses, and because it does a lot less damage to those defenses, the hogs have to sit there for a much longer time. So the hogs are taken out because they're split up, and when they're split, they're much easier for the defenses to be able to take down. The kill squad, the point of entry, the placement of the spells, the creation of the funnel, and even at the end, the simple things here just didn't work out. So realistically, that attack had no chance whatsoever, and it didn't attempt to follow what the plan was as far as it was laid out in chat before the attack took place. All right, Kaiser Soze, Giggle Pigs, more to follow.